If Mickey Mouse gets his way, Disney will be uploading Star Wars movies directly into our brain chips until the sun burns out and we all have to move to a galaxy far, far away. This puts enormous pressure on the suits at Disney to come up with endless stories about spaceships that go pew-pew.
Emperor Palpatine's hyperspace hoopla!
Fortunately, the infinite well of madness that is Legends has thousands of plots they could re-elevate to canonical status to keep the cosmic mouse machine churning. We've already seen it happen with the mention of Admiral Thrawn in The Mandalorian, but we're not interested in the safe stuff like Thrawn or Mara Jade or even Diane Carroll's iconic VR cam girl from the holiday special.
We are excited, aren't we?
This is a show that dives right into the bonkers, the embarrassing, the unbelievable bits of canon that Walt Disney's frozen corpse wishes he could just keep sealed away in that vault of his. We're talking Luke seducing his dead apprentice's corpse, Leia trying to keep puberty at bay through the power of dance, and Jedi Masters named after sex stuff. This is CanonBall. Number 4. Luke Skywalker romances two dead girls at the same time. The 1995 novel Children of the Jedi takes place a few years after the Battle of Endor. Luke and his newly minted Padawan, Cray Mingla, are drawn by the Force to an asteroid field above the forest planet Zob. It's in the K749 system, kinda near Tatooine, populated mainly with Gamorreans, which are all details we hope justify the work that went into the planet's exhaustively complete Wikipedia entry. Also, here are two Gamorreans from Zob in a healthy monogamous relationship. While in said asteroid field, Luke and Cray stumble upon this gigantic space kidney stone, which is actually the remains of the Emperor's capital ship, the Eye of Palpatine. Upon trespassing, they find the ship's AI scheming to reboot its systems and blow up a planet that Han and Leia are currently gallivanting across. Oh, and they find a ghost. A space ghost. The ship is being haunted by a Jedi named Callista Ming, who, according to Wikipedia, is 1.7 meters tall and dead. And hot. Callista helps Luke and Cray fight the ship's malignant AI, and while they ultimately win, there are two very important developments. Luke and Callista fall in love, but Cray dies. It's a hard day for Luke. Hold on, you don't think Luke would ask his ghost girlfriend to... No. Oh, come on, Luke. No, he does it.
Well, let's see a little smile.
He lets his dead girlfriend drive his apprentice's dead body, and she is immediately good to go. She throws her undead parts at Luke repeatedly, and even surprises him by putting lingerie on her borrowed meat puppet on their second anniversary. That's the cotton anniversary, not the necrophilia anniversary. They always stop just short of fully switching off the targeting computer, but they don't ever really explain why. Maybe Luke wouldn't have sex with her because of the Jedi code, or maybe it was simply because she was two different dead girls. Number 3. Space bestiality causes skin rashes. Wedge Antilles, who any good nerd knows as the guy who blew up 2 Death Stars, said this about his fellow X-Wing pilot. Corran Horn was not a man who gave up, no matter what the odds. Here he is not giving up on layering and volumizing his luscious locks even as the world burns around him. Corran's dogged determination was evident in everything he did, from winning space dog fights against overwhelming odds to dogging alien babes with overwhelming body hair. Speaking more to the latter, in 1996's X-Wing Wedge's Gamble, Corran meets a Solonian named Shirtle Rulawar. She was covered in shimmering fur and had a lithe body that Corran called, quote, definitely humanoid, but despite their chemistry, indeed because of chemistry, Corran and Shirtle were savagely allergic to each other. Corran's sweat, like his own resolve, was so acidic it broke through the waxy surface of Shirtle's space otter fur and irritated her skin. Likewise, Corran found that while all that fur felt nice against his BB-8s, it led to a sunburn-like rash across his entire body. The two never got past how they each secreted nothing but skin irritants from their pores and or fur, and Corran had no desire to move to her planet and breed some freakish slippery centaurs in a constant state of howling itchiness. So, like every pair of star-crossed lovers who found their genitals caused mutual physical harm, they broke up. But, Star Wars fans, it wasn't the last time a hotshot pilot would have sexy adventures with a human-sized otter. I'm itchy. I know. Number 2, Princess Leia's puberty-defying stage show. In the 1983 comic, Chanteuse of the Stars, a telepathic rabbit creature named Pliff once helped Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia infiltrate a political summit at a nightclub. According to Wikipedia, Pliff is 0.4 meters tall and was accidentally offered sex by a pink woman when her dialogue in the comic was poorly translated into Danish. That is Not a joke. Luke overhears plans for an assassination attempt on one of the governors in attendance. Working quickly to thwart the plan, Luke and Pliff head to one of the entertainment rooms to warn the governor before he drinks some poisoned soup. Along the way, they are repeatedly harassed by alien women who are just too attracted to them, Pliff included. Back in the main bar, the crowd is packed with an adorable, Furby-looking race of aliens called Lasbies. Lasbies get decidedly uncute when they hit puberty. They suddenly transform into gigantic, wild monsters known as Hooks, which you may recognize as Hulk with a typo. This is gonna be a bloodbath. Princess Leia knows she has to do something, so she hatches a desperate two-part plan. The first part is T and the second part is A. That's right, Leia takes off her clothes, gets on stage, and starts cooing at them in an attempt to de-escalate puberty? By far the dumbest part is that it actually works. For a minute. The adorable Lasbies hum along with her sweet song, all except one who begins to choke and contort. Luke Skywalker's heightened warrior instincts are the fourth to sense that something's wrong, and he screams the words you never want to hear about a puberty space monster. I think he was overstimulated. Wait a minute, a woeful misunderstanding of puberty. Ewoks and Hulks carelessly smashed together, assuming that your problems can all be solved by looking at a naked lady? The Star Wars Expanded Universe was written by 9-year-olds. It explains everything. Number 1, the tragedy of Master Bayts and other poorly named Star Wars legends. Now, if we really want proof that the entirety of Star Wars Legends was written by 4th graders, we need look no further than the tragedy of Master Bayts the Chaste. See, Jedi Master Soon Bayts was created by writer and alleged 9-year-old Randy Stradley. According to the prodigy manchild himself, Stradley was pissed that his editor Sue Rostoni would just kind of reflexively award the title Master to any old character. So Stradley named a character Master Bayts in order to prove how foolish Rostoni had been. Surely she'd see the error of her ways and admit that he'd been right all along, and nope, none of that happened, because someone else was editing that particular story. Master Bayts made it all the way to publication. Bayts even had a few adventures along the way until he was, finished off by General Grievous. But Master Bayts isn't the only centrally named Star Wars character from Legends. There's also the Tusken Raider fighter from that Star Wars Masters of Terraskasi game named Khor, or
versus fuck
for short.
You win.
Which is fairly low-key, but also maybe just make his nickname just to be safe. Then there's Kit Fisto, who is actually a pretty big character. And we mean that in the story sense. And of course there's Mama the Hutt.
I got trouble for you too, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Which strongly implies the existence of Daddy the Hutt. And if we're nominating people, this guy Zero probably qualifies as the daddiest and probably most offensive of all the Hutts.
I like the sound of that.
And finally, Droopy McCool's name is mostly just a stupid, sad name for a stupid, sad space mushroom, but the music genre he's an expert in is quite sexy indeed. Yep, we're talking about jizz. Again. Because according to George Lucas, if you jazz in space, you're actually jizzing in space. Okay, we need to wrap this up. Everybody, back in the Disney vault. Get in there, Fisto. Hey, that means you, horny space ghost. Wait, not you, sexy space otter. You can stay.
God, I wish you had feet. Research! Hey, I'm glad you're here actually. If you liked today's episode, make sure you hit like, hit subscribe, ring the bell. If you know of any other Star Wars Legends stories you think deserve to make the list, let us know in the comments. And if you didn't like today's episode, I want you to write your criticisms on a little piece of paper and then crumple it up and throw it out.